Citizens of the Reject Nation, it is time for us to celebrate 4th of July Reject style with Secret Invasion episode 3 today. John, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Absolutely. Guy am great.
He's forcing it. Coy, how are you?
You see, the thing about America is we secretly invade a lot of places. So this is pretty fitting.
All right, that's
friends.
Coy style. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't catch the memo, the three of us, we're going to be having a real Rejects Comic-Con panel. That's right. Every movie studio abandoned ship at Comic-Con because they heard we're having a panel that day. So if you're attending Comic-Con or if you're on the fence, you should come attend our panel, and we'll, of course, love to hang out with you. That's the way we roll. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go into this, leave a like. That would be great. Also, subscribe, click that notification bell to get notified when our reaction for episode 4 is up here on the channel. And as always, full-length reaction watch along where you sync up with your own copy of Secret Invasion, available for Super Sexy Rejects over at our Patreon page. Covers several things exclusively over there with highlights and watch-alongs included. Thank you to all who have joined, getting so many pledges. Don't miss out on all the fun over there. Let's get to it. An AI put this together.
The previous thing was written by AI.
Yeah.
Honey, where's my super suit? Cheddar Bob, be careful.
They always tuck it in the crotch. It's a terrible
Terrifying.
idea. Terrible.
Tell
idea.
you, Cheddar Bob, that nobody learned.
Why did you join the resistance, Beto?
I didn't want our people to keep running.
Not good enough.
You joined the same reason I did.
The awesome headquarters.
It's time to make some polyjuice potions.
Super Skrull, super Skrull.
Now, at the council meeting, I told you I had a plan for taking Earth as our own. I sent 3 operatives to infiltrate the Royal Navy.
The Royal Navy, huh?
The heroes of Earth will react.
No, they won't. They can't afford them for this episode.
Budgetary.
Become super ourselves.
Oh, super.
They are doing it.
We change powers.
Oh.
Super Skrulls.
Oh,
He
he
said
said it!
Super
Skrulls! No. Leave New York alone.
That's where it all happens.
Ah, the one good de-aging effect
It's
in
so
all of
good.
Hollywood.
It's like, this is so good.
Want to sit here while you wait?
Var?
This should put Dracov's men on their heels.
Drakov.
Black Widow.
This new face of yours is
Hot!
Commander Station and operatives cannot be in.
Our unit doesn't exist, Fury. That means I don't work for you.
Yeah, let's go.
That's an intriguing possibility.
Awooka!
He's got his eye on her.
Load your guns and make sure you got enough food and water, because that, my friends, looks a hell of a lot like World War III.
Shooter McGavin.
Even the broken clock's right twice a day.
Good morning.
Nick Fury's Republican.
The 2 times a day, they're right.
I never harbored any illusions about the necessity of you going away, but staying away. That leaves a mark.
Yeah. Even his drink is green.
He's still away right now.
Any plans for the downtime?
Well, you know, I never cared much for golf.
Spycraft.
I'm thinking I may take up revenge.
Let's go.
Even the books are green.
This sorting books by color is haunting.
Some of the touches are a little funny.
Production designers understood the assignment.
Just when I thought I had gotten past the heartbreak, you came back in the blip. Yeah, I thought we were going to undo all the pain together. Go back to the way we were, but no.
I love that they touched this topic. I really do.
Really needed to.
Up and vanished again. Only this time it was voluntary. If you're interested in who I became in your second absence, I became me. What other choice was there when you kept disappearing as if you were never really here in the first place?
She's great.
How many men did you sleep with?
Guys, they're wearing yellow and blue to note their division in the colors of green.
Something important?
Nope.
Up the phone.
Oh, she intentionally left that.
The phone's a Skrull.
Someone told the cops where we were headed. And only we knew that.
Brogan, I'd imagine when they asked him where they could find you, he was forced to make an educated guess.
Is that what you do?
I'd lie. I'm a good liar.
Okay.
I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
It was Brogan. He was weaker than you thought.
I feel like a great liar wouldn't say I'm a great liar, you know? That's like bad skills of a liar is to let you in on that I'm lying.
That's what a good liar
Unless
would
a
do.
liar
is
would
call
say they're a
attention to
bad-
themselves in plain sight.
4 negatives make a positive.
I'm such a good liar. That's why you can trust me.
Your father called for a parley. Apparently we're meeting about you.
Parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
Whoa, his hand looks huge.
The UN plane will be at Neptune's coordinates. 2200 hours.
Felt like a leak. Don't do it. I feel like he said it just to see if you'd lick it.
Choice between having my story told in ink or having it written in blood. I choose blood all day long.
He's great. He's great.
Brave. You asked for parley, so let's parley, shall we? Come on.
Well, you're parrying right now.
Touche.
Why don't you just get an empty cup?
I like a little bit of espresso with my sugar. Are you honestly puzzled as to why the council would prefer me as general over the likes of you?
You want to be very, very careful now.
You should be grateful that I haven't sent her back to you in a body bag yet.
Oh, yes.
Don't Ezra Miller him.
Even knowing the scene was the scene, it was still, that was awesome.
All these miscreants know is murder.
You don't understand the first thing about humans.
We're pretty awful.
They're at their most formidable when they're threatened.
That's right.
You think I'm going to let you continue this war under the cover of anonymity? I'm going to tell every army on Earth who it is that's attacking them. You'll lose the element of surprise.
Too much info, Talos. Too much info.
We will show them. We who haven't been infected by your sickness.
G'iah stays with me then, is it?
Ouch.
Now, until the end of time, my daughter's name stays out of your mouth.
Ooh.
You got it?
Oh, John Wick over here.
The violence they do in this show still surprises me, man.
That was so painful to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I am.
I believe
This is yours.
What'd you do, kindly old guy?
Has he already been super scrolled up?
That hand, that doesn't
Yeah.
seem like a thing they can do yet.
Power number 1. Regeneration.
Your dad was unreasonable.
PTA made him get horribly.
You hurt my hand. You embarrassed me in front of all the different me's.
anyone that could say what you said to me yesterday have the balls to come up in here and ask me for help?
I didn't ask you for help.
What, you here to have an English breakfast, mate? Or you here to inquire after my well-being? No, I think it's a pretty safe bet you're here for that, right?
Has he swallowed his food?
No,
okay.
it's incredible. All of that with one bite.
Script supervisor having a heart attack off screen.
You've got a line on a Skrull that's up in the US government. It's understood that you think that implies that I should just sort of leap up and just help you like that as days are gone. So I'm going to need you to, use your words.
Say what words? Help me, Talos. Because I am useless without you.
I love you too, Nick.
We can't touch foreheads here.
Whoever this is, you shouldn't have this number. First, I want an apology.
I just gave away the only one of those I had today.
Because you rather rudely attached a nasty bug to my beloved hoot.
Oh, she found it.
He has a new name now. Nicholas Fury. It's a rather dashing little eye patch now.
I'm serious, Sonia.
I want one.
His name is Commodore Robert Fairbanks.
Can I get a photo and address?
Shall I tell him you're on your way?
Yeah, tell him that.
You know what? I don't get the whole dog thing.
What's to get? Dog's a man's best friend.
It's acceptable to clean up the other guy's poop.
Cleaning up your poop for the last 30-something years.
Oh, that's rich. That's really what you think? That the whole time we've known each other, you've been cleaning up my mess?
Did you not see Far From Home?
You were just a benchwarming nobody in a dumpy field office in S.H.I.E.L.D. We fed you more dirt and intel than you could have uncovered on your own in a lifetime. Every time you were promoted inside S.H.I.E.L.D., we did that. Every terror attack you prevented,
Ouch.
you leveraged with dirt no one else in the world had access to. We did that.
Oh, that was sensitive.
You're a smart and capable guy, Fury. Nobody questions that. Your life got a hell of a lot more charm once I came into it. And you know something? I don't even need to hear a bloody thank you from you. It was my pleasure, mate. What'd you stop for?
We're here. Remember Bob, the guy that's gonna launch a nuclear attack?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
No, that's because you were too busy riding the we did that wave. You got any more abuse you want to hurl my way?
I love them so much.
And then I get to say, we did that.
And Bob's your uncle.
They're so good.
This is the scenes episode. This is great.
Oh, the show's so good with dialogue.
So much heart.
You in position?
Worry about your own damn self.
Do me a favor, Fury. Don't ever change.
So I just left you.
It's a lot of noise. A lot of noise.
Whoa.
Are those just actual bullets?
I think you just killed some Skrulls.
This ain't your mama's Nick Fury show. Grandpappy or whatever. That's the kid who's gonna launch World War III.
I was busy kicking Bob's ass. Second floor, last door down the hall.
Copy that.
I'm kind of worried that we didn't see him say that.
Yeah, some doesn't seem right.
He noticed too.
Nobody calls me Nick, Bob. This is not a negotiation, Bob. Find something to tie him up?
Sure thing, boss.
Thanks for saving my life, Fury. No problem, Talos. Anytime. What you working on over there, Bob?
Oh, boy.
If you're afraid of going against Gravik, I could protect you.
You couldn't protect yourself coming through that door.
Fair point.
We would have stood by you proudly.
So stand with me now.
You're too late.
Enough of this bull!
Ooh.
Whoa.
3 seconds to give me that code, or I'm gonna aim higher, or maybe lower.
Ooh.
You got minutes to figure out that code. If we can't make your friend here tell us.
It's Skrull us.
Traitors like you are the reason people have been walking in exile for 30 years. You sicken me.
Shut up! What's it gonna be, man?
Shut up.
Can't even keep your daughter's loyalty. Or is she the spineless traitor feeding you information?
Whoa. That is an effect.
I forgot the code. Can you still turn it off?
Trust me, though, it's cool.
Here's my voice.
Yeah.
It's enough, right?
I'll zoom or whatever.
Commodore Robert Fairbanks. I need his launch termination password now.
Oh no, this feels like a trap.
Very much.
Good evening, friends.
Operative G'iah. What can we do?
Whoa.
This is not good. This is not good.
God, it must be so hard to find information in here.
You got it? Okay, now run.
Yeah.
Abort. Exercise. Code word? Zachary.
Abort launch.
Is that the name of the son?
This was a dumpster fire.
This whole mission.
Gotta be hard for you to be fighting with him when deep down in your bones you believe in what he's doing.
I'm not with Gravik, because I'm with you.
The truck is green.
Oh, no.
Who could have seen this coming?
Oh, turn around.
No. You will look at me. Are you a leader of Skrulls? Or a West End?
Whoa.
Or a butcher.
Did they just kill Emilia Clarke?
No, I don't think so.
That's Maria Hill in disguise as a Skrull, in disguise as Emilia Clarke.
Another Skrull sacrificed themselves for...
It's a mislead.
Maybe another Skrull was posing as her?
I think she's just fine.
Red scarf guy.
I'll give you some time alone.
Do you like
Jason
luxury?
Bourne's passport.
Yes. Your mission.
She went through all that to get a gun.
I feel like she could go in permission in her house.
St. James Church, 1 hour.
I need to speak to Gravik.
Yeah, well, you're talking to me.
Uh-oh.
Confirmed Don Cheadle's a Skrull.
Yeah, it sounded like Don Cheadle.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. So they've like embedded her with Fury, who's not a double agent, except Nick Fury.
It's going to be so heartbreaking. Man.
Dude.
Who do we trust? Who do we trust?
Is
Nobody.
Emilia Clarke dead? I think so.
Okay, well, first impression thoughts. I really enjoyed the episode. As per usual, we got some things we got to talk about for sure. And it was really entertaining. It was faster paced than the other ones, which when you're shooting at midnight is convenient because you're like, oh, dang, I got to edit this. So shorter episode, all right. Then on the flip side, as just a viewer, I'm like, I kind of liked it before when it was a bit of a slower burn. And then some of the, because there were some moments here that I thought, especially towards the end when it came to like, is the plane going to hit the submarine? Though those moments I thought if it was more along the lines of the tone and pacing of the other ones, then I think the suspense of that might have been more felt and more palpable.
Sure.
However, overall, I still found the episode to be very entertaining, and there's some things to dive into. So I'm going to kick it off right here with not being selfish and going, what was your overall thoughts, Sean?
Oh, goodness. No, yeah, I quite enjoyed this episode, and I liked how reliant it was on, just character scenes, back and forth discussions and things like that.
Yes.
This is, I guess the one thing is, like, I was never really that concerned that, like, World War III was about to start, so I'm waiting for, like, the macro stakes to really, like, kick in and start to feel like they're vital, but I really love the character work and the immediate, story that they're telling us through these scenes that we're weaving. I think the personal stuff, the sort of on-the-ground stuff is really engaging, and, now I just want to kind of have the big, massive stakes feel like they're also vital.
Definitely. I agree with all those points. Coreyson.
They said Super Skrull.
They did.
This is some of my favorite dialogue in the MCU, and I feel like the MCU gets a lot of crap for just being like, oh, this is shiny, this is not, weighted, this is all these things. And even though I also didn't assume World War III would break out in episode 3 of a show on Disney Plus, I did feel like it was a show that allowed weight because of the dialogue. This was a show that has so much personality. There's a lot of really fascinating stuff with Mendelsohn, where his insecurity and Samuel Jackson's insecurity are both so beautifully bouncing off each other because of their 30-year friendship.
Yeah.
I assume Ben Mendelsohn and Sam Jackson in real life have not known each other 30 years. Had I not known them as actors until this show, like say there were two unknowns, I'd be like, I bet these guys went to college together. That's how good they seem. And that's the writing, that's the way they're shooting it, that's the caliber of these actors. So personally for me, this is really, really impressive scene work, which is what I'm loving out of this tone. And this feels more like a comic to me. I love comics dialogue. You read a comic, you don't watch a comic, you're in a comic. So this is wonderful.
Yeah, I agree. It's like their chemistry together is like a buddy comedy, but deeper than that. It's more nuanced instead of just the surface levels of like, oh, we give each other shit. Like, you could feel a real history and that they're working through some shit as they're actually talking with each other. So I think that's great. And we definitely want to talk a little bit more about that. But the first thing we got to talk about, obviously, they just Don Cheadle's in the credits.
Yeah.
So
his voice on the phone was
either Rhody's a dick or
I would love
he's
that
a
review.
Skrull.
He's just secretly been a dick this whole time.
He's just a jerk.
and what crazy ramifications that is for Armor Wars.
Yes, that's
because
true.
that was made from a show into a movie. I imagine that'll tie into Thunderbolts with a world that hates and fears them coming for the X-Men. There's going to be a lot of distrust. There's going to be a lot of, wait, you were this high up in government. You were like number 3 to the president, and you were infiltrated. You were an alien. How do we trust you? And then maybe that leads to Armor Wars, and then obviously Thunderbolts maybe as a retaliation to that. And then we found out they're bad guys, and yet again the X-Men. Like it's all a big powder keg, and I'm really loving how they're doing that.
That's true. I mean, it makes me think about the ramifications of the conversation that took place between Don Cheadle and Sam Jackson in episode 2, because, and I will just interchange between calling them by their actual names into their character names, because in that conversation, he was saying like, "I'm shutting you down, Fury," pretty much, but he wasn't attempting to kill him or anything like that. So if it is Rhody, he could have just been trying to protect him in some ways, like protect him and keep him out of harm's way.
That's what I had taken it as.
Yeah, exactly. Or, if he is a Skrull, he might just see him as a threat and being like, if there's one person capable of taking us down, it would be Nick Fury, so we got to stop him. So it does have you kind of ponder what some of the objectives and motivations might be. But, John, how are you feeling about Don Cheadle, a.k.a. Terrence Howard?
It explains so much.
Guys, the Armor Wars is clearly going to be about Rhody carpet bombing Slovakia. Like he said,
it's true. He did promise.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that people have been speculating for a while, and I think it would be an interesting entanglement just because, Rhody has worn a couple of faces.
Will Smith's in this?
Keep my daughter's name out of your mouth. I think that's fun. I think it's a fun prospect, and I bet that's something that they hid in plain sight in this episode to make you go like, oh, okay, the real shape-shifting game is now afoot. I mean, we've seen, Gravik's crew, do their sinister, like, ooh, we're all, we are all Gravik. I am Spartacus. But, I think part of the big thing people are waiting for, part of the fun end games of this beyond, the more sort of mature Marvel is, which of our heroes are, going to be Skrulls, or when do they become Skrulls and all that stuff. And we've already had Everett Ross entangled in that debate, and now we have, the prospect of Don Cheadle. So I don't know. I think that'll give him a lot of fun to play with too.
I also think it's going to be really fun to watch how the show develops into what are the ramifications on the film side, because a lot of these Disney Plus shows haven't impacted the films that much. But the next thing is The Marvels, which is a sequel to Captain Marvel as much as this is. This is a sequel to Captain Marvel and Endgame because of the dialogue, because of the conversations, but it's obviously a Captain Marvel sequel. So it's really great to have this in between the Marvels, So I'm really curious about that impact.
I just hope the screenwriters of the movie were able to get the scripts ahead of time.
They didn't have time to watch the show.
No, we don't have time. No time. No notes.
Yeah, that's the main thing we need to care about
just
right
start
now.
From scratch,
So is Emilia Clarke dead now?
Yes. I vote yes.
I think so. Yeah.
I really do. I really think her casting was genius to have it be like 3 episodes.
Do you want me to proceed with why I truly believe she's not dead?
Please.
Everyone here is setting themselves up for a minor spoiler in case.
Oh, is there a thing?
I know a thing only because I spent a good amount of time editing your interview with the director, so I got very familiar with the footage.
So you've seen
And I was like,
footage of Emilia Clarke has not aired yet.
Footage that
Oh, that's so funny. Spoiler alert,
Yeah,
footage.
that's my spoiler alert. The official trailers.
I love you're like, go ahead and ruin
Classic
some real
trailer
quick.
style.
Trailers.
It ain't a good trailer without a spoiler.
Oh, that's so funny.
I think it's intentionally they're trying to do a cliffhanger here to make you go, oh wow, stunt casting. But no, I definitely am like, there's so much trailer footage that my mind went to.
They didn't film $100 million worth of
unless they are all deleted scenes at this point.
We filmed 12 different sequences and we used half
Yeah,
of them.
I definitely don't think she's dead due to that fact.
They did a good job bait and switching them, and they did a good job setting it up where I'm like, endeared to you.
But I like that they got this out of the way of, the reveal and Gravik finding out, like, I've confirmed you are a liar. And getting that out of the way so we can get to the meat, because the meat of the show seems to really be about exploring the relationships. And as much as I like her being a double agent, it's going to allow us to probably have, I haven't seen footage of this necessarily. I imagine, though, that it would lead to her being able to have more conversations with Talos.
Which I'd love to see.
Yeah, and that's more the thing that I really want to get to.
Can we talk about how great Gravik is?
He's
like,
amazing.
man,
I feel like
he did such good work here.
I feel like he'll kill you at any moment.
Yeah.
Like, he really has that vibe.
And his energy in that museum scene, like we've seen him very subdued. I liked seeing the big theatrical, like where he's presenting. He's like the blood versus the art and the ink. Like all of that was so presentational, and that was beautiful. We haven't really seen that side of him yet.
And as the resistance is rising, so was his performance.
Yes.
It is being reflected in who he is. John, what do you think about Nick Fury's wife? I'll give you 10 points if you remember her name.
Is it? Oh, it's like Priscilla or something.
We are one click away from seeing the cast list. Is it Priscilla?
It's
drum roll.
It's not Philippa. It's Priscilla.
It is Priscilla.
I'm
Yes,
done.
you did it,
I'm
John.
done. Review
I'm so
accomplished.
impressed.
You
10
did it. That's
points.
I had
Her name
no
was said
idea.
once.
I'm gonna cash these in
I
on
was
Comic-Con weekend.
ready to call
Yeah, those
her
points are coming
Nick
in.
Fury's wife
Yep.
the entire season.
Priscilla. Nicely
Nah,
done.
man,
Now I'll
she's
remember
Priscilla
forever.
now.
Please, John, what are your thoughts on Priscilla?
I really liked their scene together early on in the episode. I thought that back and forth and the uncovering of like the grief surrounding Nick Fury's avoidance of the trauma of the blip and all that stuff. But yes, jumping to the end of the episode, her with the safety deposit box and the special gun. I don't know. Like, you gotta
Yeah, what is that
what is
gun's
so
gonna
special
be?
about this gun? You had to hide it in a safe.
Did it set
deposit
off an
box.
alarm to call Don?
Well, I
Like,
think
what
she was picking up a mission, right? It was
Right.
like she was going there, but she already had her phone on her. Could have just said, grab your gun.
Yeah, like, hey, grab a gun. Head up
Nah,
there.
you need this gun.
You
This-
need to go
this-
an hour out
that's
of
a
your
Skrull
way.
Won't work
gun.
with any other gun.
It's a Skrull gun.
Won't work with the gun. But yeah, I think that is also kind of setting up. I'm very curious because I think they're setting us up for some kind of emotional conflict. I think you have the Talos and G'iah thing, which is a much easier to understand sort of divide between like why they're on different sides of the line. and
Sure.
everything. Whereas I feel like with Nick and Priscilla, you could have some more harsh and entangled sort of Gordian knot of reasoning as to why she might be involved with Gravik and the, what do you call their group? Whatever you call them, maybe there's some kind of leverage they have over her. Maybe she has been like spying on him and supplying information on Nick Fury, and maybe, this will lead us to some kind of greater reveal about how the Nick we've seen walking around isn't actually the real Nick.
I'm wondering, is the Nick on the spaceship still Nick?
That's the thing. I'm
The
like, how
limp's
many
been
Nicks are
inconsistent.
there? Like,
There's been inconsistent limping, and
Yeah.
Nick Fury's too good of an actor for that.
What I like about especially what they drew with the Priscilla scene early on, comparing it to the reasoning that Talos gives to Nick about why he's siding here is because I'm with you, where you get the scene in Priscilla, and clearly she's on the opposing side that Nick is on, and in the beginning part of this episode, she's almost like blaming him for why she's on the opposing side.
Yeah,
you know,
like she had to become herself and leave him and his side.
Yeah,
and fully invest, in the Skrull, cause.
It's good character work. It's really good character
and
work.
Talos is seen in the car.
It's
basically,
Talos.
They've said both.
Talos.
Well, Gravik says Talos. And then
we're gonna go Gravik's pronunciation.
When I kept hearing it, I was like, I guess it's Talos.
Talos.
'Cause I've been saying Talos forever.
Like Talon, Talos. So Talos.
They're gonna go back and fix Captain
Is that
Marvel.
the British pronunciation?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Talos.
So Talos, I really like in the retroactive importance of Skrulls element. I always love when shared storytelling can make an impact bigger, and his entire descriptor of like, no, you owe me. The Skrulls are why you're Nick Fury was some of the most genius retroactive importance writing. Like that scene by itself made me like the Skrulls more than all of Captain Marvel. Like that was truly an impactful dialogue, and that's what writing can be for me. Is like I'd rather see that than 100 Kree Skrull War fight scenes. I'd rather see that than like that gave you so much juice in Marvel, and that's the power of good writing. So that's why I want this grounded stuff, because that now I want to rewatch Captain Marvel. Now I'm really excited to watch The Marvels, and it's all because of a dialogue scene with a great actor.
Yeah.
Well,
I love how Talos' like core need is to be appreciated.
That's it. He just wants someone to care about him doing the work.
Listen, I know it's shitty, but I've been holding it down for so long.
Just care. Just say. Don't even say thank you.
Respect
Just
me,
look at me.
please.
Just look at
like
me.
a real relationship. Like I just want to be appreciated. Yeah.
And then Mendelsohn crushes it without being whiny. He's just like, love me.
It is so sensitive.
Well, and I think that's the great thing about this show. Like this episode, I was really sitting there and relishing in the combination of quality writing and performers who can really, really like walk around in it and make it feel 100% like the scenes between Kingsley Ben-Adir and Ben Mendelsohn are great, and like Kingsley Ben-Adir has this great drawl, this sort of like almost lackadaisical quality that even persists when he does kind of arch into something more showy and more flamboyant. But just like the little ways in which they're like kind of like when he kind of gets up on him and he's like touching him and he's kind of like choking on him in that one scene in the when they're having the talk, and then between Ben Mendelsohn and Nick Fury there's just like such great like open emotional back and forth.
Definitely the violence too on some
man that hand.
I was like, I guess they can justify it by it heals right away, but damn, that is gory. Like that
legit gory.
That is gory. It's gross. Yeah. There's some blood effects too. Yeah, I hate that. It's
that
literally
hurt a lot.
tearing at the flesh there.
That's the new thing.
Disturbing gore.
Deadpool 3 R-rated coming to Disney Plus. It's already begun. Here we are.
Can't wait. All right. Well, one of our keywords is theories. So, Coy, there are some theories.
I do believe that's how we got to run this.
Episodes left.
I think
What's the SEO?
I
for
see
it's
the word
in the description
theory.
box.
Theory. It says
So
theory.
throw some
All
theories
right.
in here.
While
I'd
we're
like
here,
to start a rumor.
I would also like to confirm Fantastic Four in the next episode. Confirmed. I do think the Super Skrulls will be more than one episode, so I'd imagine the end of next episode we get our first Super Skrull, and that's episode 5 and 6.
Yeah.
My other theory is that someone that is an Avenger is going to be revealed as a Skrull in the 5th episode.
You think they'll do that?
Yeah, I think
Really?
we're going to get something huge.
Wow.
Like that's going to be like a big like, oh my
Really?
god. Yeah.
I don't feel like they're interested at all in doing that.
I think we'll get an internet buzzy like bull like where it's like, oh my god, did you see? I think it's gonna come
Like
episode 4 or
Shang-Chi
5.
as a Skrull.
Yeah.
Aquafina's
See,
scroll.
it's just like-
Aquafina is a Skrull, yeah.
They didn't know. They find out via the show.
Zachary
like I watched it. And I
Levi's
fucking-
character was a Skrull.
Everyone has been recast. Fendral's a
Fendral,
Skrull.
there you
Terrence
go.
Howard's a
Yeah.
Skrull.
yeah.
Edward Norton's a
Edward
Skrull.
Norton's a Skrull.
Okay.
Terrence Howard appears and goes to Maine, and they just cut. I just want to hear one Maine.
And I guess Maria Hill truly is dead.
Yeah, it's hard out here for a Skrull.
I hope sometimes there's some answers in the no. I mean,
What are your theories, Annie?
My theories is that your theories will come true. I'll just say that.
That is,
He
you
said the
heard
word
it here
theories.
first.
Yeah,
John?
John,
theories.
you have theories.
My theory
Theories.
is that some of the
Keyword.
theories are going to be wrong, but a couple of the theories
All right.
are going to be a little bit kind of accurate, but not 100%.
My mind's blown.
I would say, though, with the way the reaction is edited, that is a breakdown in and of itself of the episode. We clearly talked about the ending, so that's been explained.
Yes.
We're recapping.
Is that the headline now? The ending explained. Those videos drive me insane.
Just trying to make sure we have all our SEO taken care of, so we're not liars.
When the ending isn't confusing and someone's like,
I
ending
love a
explained,
good
I'm like,
ending
credits?
explained, like, when it's just a
Do
straight
you mean the movie ended and then we left the
Some
theater?
of my closest friends do them ending explains.
They're great.
Dominating us in views right now.
I'm not saying they don't get clicks. I'm saying they don't get integrity.
Well, and Easter eggs. You know what Easter eggs?
Easter
Go on,
eggs.
Point them out just so we're not liars.
They mentioned Dracov from Black Widow.
Yeah,
They
boom,
did. That was cool.
Easter eggs.
Good
you
Easter
did.
egg count. Yeah.
Boom, they talked about
I didn't
Captain
catch that.
Marvel
That was nice.
stuff.
I find
The
what's
restaurant
sometimes.
they went to was the shawarma restaurant at the beginning. Did you guys notice that?
Oh.
I'm bullshitting.
No, I was like, there's no way. I was like replaying all that in my head. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second.
Yeah, there's no. I'm lying to you guys.
And is Gravik like Irish?
It doesn't matter. Alrighty, guys. What did you think about this episode? Hey, list your nitpicks down below.
Woo!
Thank you, guys. That's the new thing we say now. List your nitpicks down below.
Pick a nit.
You subscribe, leave a like, keep a lookout for our Comic-Con panel. Just go to every single day and then to go. I don't know when they're gonna be here, but I'm going.
I'm going to every panel until I find them.
Let's send this to the Patron. Crying Ryan Smith.
I want to take a peek at Kevin Meek.
Adrian Timms just wants to live in The Sims.
Keep it real, Nagas.
Heather Gear pouring her life away by downing beer.
Ian Simon loves the films of Doug Liman.
Sung-Hai Glover killed his brother.
Kayla the King's speech.
Alan Ling refused to throw the ring into Mordor.
You'll be hurting after a run-in with Logan Burton.
Kiera broke my friend's heart. His name was Kevin Herrera.
Eric Comic Con's 1939.
Kusi said my skin looks loosey.
Put on my X-ray specs when I look at Nick X.
Juan Longoria shut down Fangoria.
Get a whiff of that fragrant Cliff Rodriguez.
Master T always has yellow pee.
Looking like a snackster, Lorenzo Baxter.
Differently Sane tripped a woman with a cane.
Lauren American Horse conquering an obstacle course. Of course.
Simply Faded makes me feel berated.
Simeon Justice 94.
Rosie Beatty so goddamn shady.
Colin, insert a rhyme with Joseph Stalin.
Or Ballin? I feel like we've done Stalin, but either way I'm falling for you.
Philip J. Smith Jr. wishes my death would come sooner.
Jen Smith is not a Ken, she's a Barbie.
Melanie LeBlanc beat up a monk.
Good. They had it coming.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you appreciated John's hyper sarcasm and my sincerity in this shout out today.
Always.
Thank you guys for being here. You guys rock. You're all
really
great human
appreciate you all
beings.
so much.
Ignore John's cruelty.
Yeah, you don't have to. You know, hold me accountable for the cruel actions
That's
that
done,
I do.
you asshole.
I hate everything except you guys.